saves 7.65% in payroll deduction and 7.65% in company match. But again, it only works for those entity types. If the business is a C corporation or any entity type but is taxed as an S corporation, then regular employment taxes apply, including to the children, just like any other employee. And that's really important to understand, because I've seen a lot of people say you can hire your kid and you don't have to pay Social Security or Medicare, and they're saying this to an S corp owner. That ain't how that works. So what's the advantage here? Why is hiring your kids in your business such a powerful strategy? Well, odds are, if you're paying your kid under the federal standard deduction, then their tax rate is 0%, right? So you're taking money that would be taxed at your higher income tax rate, you're shifting it to your children, and it's being taxed at 0%. So it's a deduction to your company, and it's being taxed at 0% to your kids. So that can be really powerful, especially if your client is in a much higher tax bracket. Then you can open Roth IRAs for your kids, and they can contribute up to the limit or their earned income, whichever is lower. And then you're funding that Roth with after-tax dollars, but they're after-tax dollars that were taxed at 0%. So think about, like, let's say you hire your 10-year-old, whatever. You start them on a Roth IRA, you're funding it for the full $6,000 a year or whatever the limit is that year, starting when they're 10. Like, I wish somebody had done that for me. I wish I had been smart enough to do that for my kids. Like, why didn't I find this career 15 years earlier or 10 years earlier or whatever it was? How powerful is that? Like, you're setting your kids up for success really early on in a tax preferred way. Now, I want to make a comment about the tax-free. Like I said, a lot of the posts will say, pay your kids up to $13,500 or whatever. I don't memorize the standard deduction because it changes every year. So up to whatever is the federal standard deduction, that's true. Up to the federal standard deduction, they won't be subject to federal income tax, but a lot of states have a lower standard deduction than federal. So be mindful when you're telling your clients about this strategy. Make sure you know what the state standard deduction is, because if it's $8,000 like it is in Virginia, my kid, if I'm paying them $13,000,